Do you think you changed through these 14 years? You become more like Asian or become more Singaporean?
Definitely, I get a new habit. I have a very heavy breakfast. It's Asian style. Can you imagine in Italy people just take maybe coffee and the small croissant? But for us it's normal to take a heavy breakfast and don't think about food during the day. I think it's Asian culture, right?
Is it like proper breakfast?
We have a kaya with butter. Kaya make from coconut milk, butter and from egg. And this like an egg jam. It's mix of cuisine. Actually, egg jam came from Dutch cuisine. We know for Dutch very popular tart with egg. A bit of white pepper, a bit of vinegar. Enjoy your breakfast. In beginning of 20th century, when British left Singapore because it was economical bad time, and all of these hawker or people who serve British in kitchen, they lost job and they're looking for opportunity to sell same product, same breakfast culture in Singapore street. We are now in Yakun Kaya Toast. It's historical business, and guy who established this business was very young boy. He was maybe 15 years old.
In the beginning, like when I first tried it, the taste was quite strange, I would say. But then I kind of get used to it, and now I just love it. You became PR and then you bought your own place. In Singapore, to buy a place, it's expensive, no? Right?
Yes, it's expensive, but it's very smart program. You can get your apartment and you pay just 20% first. And after that you pay mortgage, and mortgage quite low actually. Sometimes it's during the COVID time it was even less than 1% interest. So I think it's quite reasonable now it's more, now it's changed, of course. But anyway, it's much better compared than rent. Now in Terengganu Street, but the name of this street changed. It used to be Japanese Street because these buildings used to be brothels for girls who came from Japan and from China. But actually most of these girls were from Japan. They even not came by their own decision. They was brought by businessmen who decided to do this kind of business. So they sell these girls, they used to work here. This girl called Karayuki-san. Karayuki-san means person who leave country and work abroad. And even their parents not aware about what they're doing. Because when these businessmen came to, for example, Japanese village, they explain their parents, your girl would work in port area as a cleaner and etc. And when these girls came to Singapore, they become sex slaves. Yeah, it's a very sad story, but yeah, let's go.
Hi. Can I? Thank you. It's for YouTube. Do you know it was a brothel before here? 19th century, 100 years ago. So what is this street famous for?
It's a street famous for brothels also, but
upscale ones.
Yeah, upscales, definitely. And originally, location of these brothels was very easy to explain because next street is Bukit Baso, was place where businessmen met and discussed some business opportunity. So Bukit Baso, it's a place for association and business clubs. Yeah. So, and businessmen, after their meeting, they didn't rush home. They visited their mistresses on this street.
I want to find more interesting people for you to interview them. If you want to support my work, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Was it easy for you to get along with locals? Because sometimes I hear that from both sides, actually, from like foreigners in Singapore or from locals, that like locals sometimes don't understand like foreigners.
I believe that local people are very supportive, and when they see that you are interested in their history of their family or history of their country and culture, they very open and love to share some interesting information. Maybe tradition very weird for us, like a matchmaking marriage. But
it's not for all the cultures, it's like Indian background.
Yeah, mostly for Indian, but some Chinese also.
Some Chinese also?
Yeah,
really.
I
didn't know that.
Some Chinese also, especially for rich families.
Rich families,
yeah. But you know that in Russia, before Russian Revolution, we also had this kind of tradition, but it was destroyed during the revolution time. And for example, my grandmother, she also had a matchmaking marriage. It was, I think, beginning of 20th century, but it's normal for those days. So, but interesting that Singapore still have this tradition today. This funny story about mass wedding.
Mass wedding?
Yeah.
What is mass wedding?
Maybe better to avoid this. Because, you know, it's during the first years of independent, government wants to create new nations, smart and intelligent with high educated level. And they try to make some matchmaking marriage. For example, it's not like you should marry this lady because you have the same education level and etc. No, it's like if you working in government company, government authorities, for example, single people can be sent to any cruise or any trip. Who knows? Maybe something happened between them during this business trip. So and some experience were successful, and you see a mass wedding here. It's a Maxfield Food Center, one of the famous hawker center in Singapore. Some stalls here, some businesses belongs generation after generation. My favorite place here is the Tian Tian chicken rice. And why it's Tian Tian? Tian Tian from Chinese translated as small. Historical business, and in the early days it's sell in banana leaf. Just put some rice, piece of chicken meat and cover to banana leaf.
We've chosen our place, this one, and they Michelin recommended.
One popper and one rojak, small.
It's a pineapple?
Pineapple.
Okay. Cucumber?
Peanuts, some gravy, tofu, I think. Actually, it's Indonesian salad, but it's quite popular in Singapore because it's also even like some sort of symbol. It's a different ingredient, exactly like a Singapore society. Chinese, Indian, Malay, and other ethnic groups. So it's represented with this rojak. It's a different veggie with eggs. Of course, sometimes we can try fancy popper with seafood, but of course, I think original recipe is like this.
What do you normally eat? Like during the week? You cook at home as well? Or you mainly go to hawkers?
Yeah, I cook at home. It's my passion. So I'm in Singapore already 14 years, but I'm not able to cook this. I don't know how to cook because it's more cheaper go outside and buy it.
Oh, exactly. It doesn't make sense to cook if you can buy it for like $3.
Yeah, sometimes I think just, oh, I should learn how to cook this because if I leave Singapore, I will lose this opportunity. Rickshaw was introduced by Japanese. In Singapore, there used to be a Japanese community who came to Singapore in the 19th century.
Are there actually any Japanese still living in Singapore from that time?
Most of Japanese were departed from Singapore after Second World War. It was occupation from 1942 till 1945.
Till the end of the war.
Yeah, till the end of the war. And of course it was very tough time. And all Japanese community, even who came to Singapore in 19th century, were sent back to Japan after war. But anyway, Singapore built economy very fast, attract different investors, and already in 1970s, Singapore government invited Japanese company to establish here some factories.